Listen. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
we got a meeting set up. It's with the mayor and with
Okay.
the chief of police. My idea was to have SK there or maybe Steve, but neither of them around right now.
Well, so
Are
you want
you
me to pull up?
somebody that can be at a meeting like this and I can trust you to not shoot the mayor or the assistant chief or the chief of police in the face?
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I need from you.
Serious business.
Personally, it either makes sense to me the first time or like it just don't make sense.
I wouldn't say that's illogical. I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
What causes it to happen?
Yeah, exactly. Like what causes it? And then like you can get to the bottom of stuff without being logical, to be honest. What's up? Is that Jane?
Yeah, that's me. How you doing, big dog?
I'm doing all right. Doc. Okay.
Daisy's just thinking about getting coffee, and then we should be good.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
I'm here.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
all right,
step over here to like
let's go up,
there.
up to that little like open space over there.
All right, y'all go chill out by the car.
Lou, pull up. Lou, please, dude. Dude, Lou, come on, please. Log on. Call me. I need help.
Is it cool if Johnny comes up? He runs my day-to-day and shit.
Yeah.
Johnny, come up here.
Oh, yeah.
Knees high, Johnny. Knees high.
Well, first off, thank you for everyone from coming through. I want to set a couple ground rules, and then if anyone has concerns with the ground rules, we can get that sorted. We should talk in our normal voices. Rather transparently, I am more concerned with eavesdroppers that don't want things to work out for everybody more than anything else. And I think that's kind of it, right? I'm gonna kind of try to act as like the mediator in all this. My only interest is the benefit of each and every person in Los Santos, and figuring out some sort of solution that generally works for everybody is my end goal. I'm not under any kind of delusion that everyone is gonna walk away with 100% of what they want. But the closer we can get to that, the better. This is Daisy Moss, the chief of police.
Hello, everyone.
What up?
Hello.
I do believe that this is probably going to be one of many conversations. If at the end of all this, it means more understanding by everyone as to why things are happening, I think that's good, regardless of whatever actions come out of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
Easy.
So I'm here today because I do genuinely want to hear from each and every one of you what your issues are, what you have been seeing happening, and then we can kind of go from there. But I don't whoever wants to start and tell me just what your experience has been, kind of how long this has been going on for, or if there was kind of a moment in when there was a shift and things changed. I think it's important to note that.
You mean a shift on what we've encountered from the cops?
Yes.
Okay.
I think if we want to
just go around if you want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can start, whatever.
Start the same guy.
For me, for a shift, if we want to go straight into that as a specific starting point, is a shift that I've seen that I have actually liked is I don't have I now don't have the mayor turning up to drug calls with a gun pointed in my face. That's a nice change. And to start this on a positive note, I don't have Max turning up in a skirt and a police badge, waving a gun around in motherfucker's face, shouting all this sort of shit like a police officer. This is good. This is good. In terms of since then, and how things have gotten worse as well, would definitely be a case of, I mean, shit, like, it's just, I think for me is there have been more communications, but that has also opened up to way more lies. To give an example on that, for me, it's been stuff like, for example, I was personally specifically told, right, in a really roundabout way, including a lot of talk about I'm not condoning violence, rah, 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 but if you guys bang in the Southside, I care way less, and I'm not gonna roll in like it's Vinewood or Chumash or wherever the fuck else, right? And then let's say we're banging in the Southside, and we'll get the same, if not more, response than before. It's like, don't even tell me, don't even give me the. If it's not gonna be the case, just don't lie, right? So then we got this whole thing of how can we talk to any cops? How can I talk to you right now and you tell me things if one of the things that I've talked about before of how do we still settle our beefs in the streets in a way where you're more understanding of it? Because straight up, it's been an issue for a minute where we're banging it out. Shots are going off. It's fucking crazy. And then the cops roll in like a third gang. They're just coming in and they're like, all right, stop now. If you don't stop immediately, I am going to shoot you in the face. And it's like, that's literally, I feel like it's just fucking, I understand that you've got to protect the streets and the civilians and shit, but it feels a lot like there's a lot of cops more interested in getting involved in the shootout rather than locking down an area and making sure no civilians are in the area at danger right now.
Can I summarize what you're saying?
Yes.
And tell me if I'm wrong. Is that you're saying you were given past expectations to keep it in the South Side?
South of the Olympic, to be specific.
South of the Olympic. And what you're finding is that it sounds like a false promise because you are banging in the South Side and you're getting the same response you would get north of the Olympic.
I'm literally telling my gang, keep it in the South Side if you can, and then it's the same thing. We have had multiple shootouts in the South Side when the cops come in just the same as any other place, which is completely the opposite of what I was told.
So now it's a question of what is it actually, and is it going to be adhered to? Would that be accurate? Okay.
Yes.
I'm taking notes, by the way.
Yeah. It's like you tell me one thing, I do that. I literally, I go, okay, you want me to do that? I will tell my whole fucking gang, do that, based on your promise, and then I look like a fucking idiot when the cops just go back on what I was told. That just makes me look like a complete fucking dumbass, and take away the whole specific situation about it, right?
Do you know
take
who
away
told
this.
you that
Yes, it was
initially?
Denzel Shiesty. Take away the specifics of the situation, right? And go broader on a cop tells me this, I do this, I then get shit on because I didn't act, because the cops didn't hold up their end of the bargain. So now how do I talk to cops and how do I trust that they're actually going to do what they tell me? How do I even have conversations full stop if I already do something that they asked me to do and then they just go back on it anyway?
Okay.
Ben said that same shit to me as well before about the whole Southside thing, so it's not even just with the ballers.
Yeah.
He told you guys as well, Lex?
Same, yeah.
What
Keep it
about
to
you,
the
Saints?
Southside.
I can't say I spoke to them personally about being told where
Gotcha.
to shoot, but we've always kind of gone off the principle of trying to keep things in the South Side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get-
W
don't
input,
give
W
me a minute,
input.
I got a
I
call
cooked.
another
No
person
problem.
that should probably
Yeah,
be
you-
here, so I'll just let them
Alright.
know.
Yeah.
James, you got more to add?
Yeah, I mean, with what you were saying about sort of when the shift sort of happened, the first time I really noticed shit going downhill heavily was when TRT and Den Shiesty started posting pictures about the people that they were catching, really acting straight up like a gang on Twitter. I know that gets brought
That
up,
was fucked.
bro.
That was shut down. I just want to say.
They put Larry on a
when-
fucking CD case.
when I was made aware of those twatter posts, I did shut that down. I spoke to the leaders of TRT, and my understanding is that that has not happened again.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Well, it
That's
happened
right.
to us as well, though. So pretty recently. I don't know how long ago it was stopped, but within a 2-week window, we had the issue happen.
Yeah, no, that was made extremely clear. That was not going to happen. They're on a very tight leash as far as that is concerned, and have the understanding that, you know, certifications are very much a privilege, and if they fuck around with those and they are antagonizing, they're not going to have those certifications, and they're very much aware of that. So there is really no excuse if that happens again.
I mean, yeah, I get what you say. It's still with the photos, right? But they
know that there
TRT
has
still be
been-
chatting shit all the time. Bro, I
This is a
fumbled. I fumbled.
conversation that, you know, Nino and I have had in the last week regarding the shit
Huge fumble,
talking,
massive fumble.
and you
Alright,
know,
it's fine.
obviously it's a slightly
Recoverable,
different
recoverable.
situation than the posts, and I think that it's one of those things where, you know, people are going to banter, right? And maybe you think you have banter with somebody,
Evans here.
but maybe you don't have as much as you think you do.
Mhm.
And so I have been actively, because trying to shut down the shit talking. It's not, you know, it's conduct unbecoming of an officer. You know, while I understand that, you know, there may be a cop that has a certain relationship with, you know, somebody, and they can have that exchange and rapport, they have to keep in mind that other people see it, they think they can jump on the bandwagon, and then it just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It just
Snowballs?
escalates from,
Yeah.
snowballs, that's a good word. So we have put into place, you know, obviously expectations as far as that goes. You know, people will, you know, respond to calls and whatnot, but they don't need to be a dick about it, right? I'm very much of the mindset that, you know, you can do your job, you can arrest people, but you don't have to make them feel bad for it. You don't have to make them feel bad for getting arrested. And I don't want people to feel bad, like, you know, these things happen. So I am putting a lot of weight on that, and we are heavily monitoring it, and it just,
I was
it
about to
won't
say
be
that, Black Sheep.
tolerated. And if there is shit talking, if there are those kind of antagonizing or passive aggressive twats or whatever, or you are getting phone calls from officers saying stupid shit, I need you to tell me, and I need you to send me, you know, the pictures and whatnot, or, you know, a command member, so that way we have the evidence to do it. Because I can tell them till I'm blue in the face, you know, don't do this, but having that actual evidence is just going to help me with that.
I mean, there was a situation, I think it was probably 2 weeks ago now. Shiesty decided to put a team together, push our alleyway down on Covenant. So the boys tried defending that shit, you know, tried holding their own. Shiesty put them down, and I got a phone call from Shiesty when I woke up. He started calling me, talking about, I just smoked your Z team. It was light work. Fuck you gonna do about it? You need to pattern up. Literally trying to get me to come shoot him.
I'm gonna piggyback off that here in a second, but go ahead. I know you're about to respond, Daisy.
It was like, yeah, like that kind of shit. That's not going to fly.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be doing that. It's just nothing more to say about it.
Can we go in a circle here, and who which offices are engaging of this. I'm gonna write it down. Whatever I'm writing here remains like
Lucas
it's not
Miller,
gonna come from
Lucas
somebody, you know
Miller,
what I mean?
Lucas
It's neither
Miller,
here nor there with
Lucas
me, But
Miller.
I'm telling you, for me, it's everybody. And so I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna repeat anything that anybody says. I'm just gonna say that I agree with Andre and James so far. What I'm gonna go ahead and get into now is what she talked about to begin with, which was the atmospheric shift that everybody's seen. So we had an issue. Just everybody's had an issue with them coming down, kind of trying to throw the weight around. They'll come down, drive through, and be like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." Well, I'm gonna be here if I want to be. It's not I'm patrolling or it's all I'm responding to a call. It's I'm gonna be here if I want to be. Okay. So then, allegedly shit may happen to you. So now when that shit starts happening, instead of cops coming down and doing their job and investigating why a cop got clapped, no. They load up 15 cars, 4 deep, class 2s, and come through here and spray. You know what I call that, Daisy? I call that get back. So if you're gonna act like that, you're gonna get respond accordingly. And then after you come down here and clap, what do? Now you wanna be a cop. Now you wanna slap cuffs. Now you wanna hit my pockets. Now you wanna hit my house. It can't be both ways.
Put
If
Lex.
you're gonna come down here, you're gonna be on that energy, then respect that the energy is gonna be returned. Now in the Barrio, Bobby Charles has found himself purchasing an apartment and gaslighting us every day that he's living there. He gets his ass beat, panic buttons his little ass off, and then you guys come all in there and aren't doing shit about it. I'm gonna continue to beat his fucking ass until he leaves, because if his energy is gonna be that he wants to fucking post up and think we're gonna be neighborly,
Yo,
when in actuality,
extend my
all he wants to do
allocation,
is try
bro,
to catch us
so I
down
can
and doing
so I can
work.
come smoke these.
That's not gonna fly
pets.
with me.
Yo, I'm trying to
They've
become
been
the
acting like a
problem,
gang
bro.
for a while now. Shit talking on Twitter, calling us up, talking shit to the leaders. Yo, your crew got wiped. Yo, y'all are fucking. I know y'all down there pushing. I'm about to roll through right now, 10 deep. We fucking y'all up. Yo, I don't feel like I'm talking to an officer, so I'm not gonna treat you like one. But once you put us down, now it's time to slap cuffs. Now we acting like, oh, we reading rights. Now we acting like we professionals. We roll up in MRPD acting like we did our jobs and shit. Nah, man. You guys have been on some shit for a while. So we said, stay the fuck out of the Southside. Now it's just stay the fuck out. So when we said that, now you want to amass a fucking army and shit and try to just be like, no, we just gonna come down here because y'all said no. Not even responding to calls. Just in that bitch fucking acting like you a goddamn gang. So when you get that energy return, then you want to act like a bitch and shit and fucking talk shit when people down. I just don't get it. I don't know where the fucking shift happened.
Lex for
I don't
leader
know
of the
if
South
motherfuckers
Side.
was just, getting fucking clapped up and couldn't take it anymore. But I'm telling you right now, the vibe I get ain't protect and serve.
I can add on to Lex, and that happens to us too. It's actually kind of crazy that they come down to the block and just, like Lex said, and I'm just fucking repeating them right now, but it's just the same thing. We get the same attitude.
With what you say about banter and stuff and having banter with individuals, it's like someone can talk shit to me, right? But even then, if you shoot me down and then talk some shit, that's like going another while, That's not banter.
Yeah,
That's gloating.
It's like when you're talking shit to somebody in the cells, like they can't leave. They can't go anywhere.
Yep.
They just have to take it, right? It's not. It just shouldn't be happening.
I take my shit. Listen, man. I run my mouth. If I get clapped up by a cop, if he's on that energy, he's on some gang shit, he want to leave me there, that's one thing. But after that, now you want to be on something, you have the right to remain silent. Now you turn back into a cop. I don't know, bro. That's weird behavior to me.
Yeah, agreed.
Daisy, I got a question for you. You said something when I pulled up that you were kind of, go a little bit harder on the cops, talking shit and all that kind of shit, right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I don't.
When did you implement that? You implemented that right now, or has it already been implemented?
So it is in the process of being implemented. I think that this might be hard for you to hear because obviously I wish I could just, snap my fingers and everything would be perfect and fine. But I think that this is kind of a larger issue of a culture shift within the PD, right?
Bro, I'm trying to get. Bro, I'm just trying to get my cop.
I can immediately.
Wow, this is still a thing, bro. I already know I'm gonna get my coppers who like,
no, you have to be a good boy. I think that this is a bigger issue of reminding,
bro, let me pull up to the sack, smoke Sparky, and call him a bitch.
These are the expectations. I don't know when the expectations stopped being followed, but you need to be conducting yourselves as an officer, and it's going to take a little bit, I think, of an adjustment. You know, obviously units have been acting in a certain way for a while now, so
hey, low key, the switch time. The switch time when the crim main stuff.
I don't want to say it's going to take months, but but moving people into, you know, back into the direction of, you know, getting away from the shit talking, the antagonizing. I mean, it just should never been in the first place.
Because
never
we're
been
going to PD.
happening.
Hey, they can do.
basically-
Hey, they can do a better
After all
job
the
real
shit
quick.
that's
You know
going
what
on
I'm
the Southside,
saying?
You expect these motherfuckers
Hey,
just to
I
start
know
changing
an
already,
applicant that just,
because
you know what I'm
yesterday
saying?
I don't know what her name is, Officer Hayes or something like that, antagonizing us after dropping somebody
we have
off
two
somewhere.
names. I think it was.
I got
someone was
Vivian
saying
Gray.
Vivian Gray, yeah.
I got
and
Vivian Gray
Hayes.
talking to Saint when he's coughed, saying, "Stop being a fucking crybaby. Go back to your
Having
dad
a
if you
hissy
want to
fit.
cry or some shit."
Oh,
like that.
hell
What
no.
the fuck is this?
Yeah, I
I've
submitted
had cops
time,
call my
mate.
members
Every day.
pussies. Like,
And,
what the fuck is that?
I think
After 3 days of getting of fucking shooting them in the South Side, like what?
it was
Everybody
one of
brave
them
when you in
two
cuffs.
names.
I'll say that.
Yep, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of either Vivian Gray or Hayes, I think, were the names that were mentioned. But I mean, it's been pretty evident what's been going on the last few days, right? If there's like a unit going through the South Side, they're getting pressed instantly, right? So one goes through, and I think the phrase was "simmer down." Now, I don't know about you, but like I'm sure Mr. Malding over here will understand, like I do. If you're British and you've got someone British telling you to simmer down, like shit, I'd swing for you.
Yeah,
if
they
you said
on
that kind of
beef.
shit.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I'm not
There
like
is
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
There is a tone
Not
that you
really.
have
It's
when
really
you
not
say
that deep.
Shit that is, as you know, in
It's
the
condescending.
atmosphere of the South Side, you're getting shot for that. You know you're getting shot for that. So it's like,
It's
why
like
are you
saying little
it?
pup, right? It's basically like calling someone
Yeah,
a bitch.
little bro,
Like saying
little bro.
you know, you a good little dog. Like, be quiet.
Yeah, some of your
And they
dad
know
would
they're
say to you.
doing it.
I'm
It's
cool with the
like you're
banter,
a
bro. I'm cool with the
single-
name calling, all that shit. It's the overall mentality. I don't care. You can
It's
call me
just
whatever
like-
the fuck you want, man. But the other
You're-
shit is what's crazy.
You're
Can
a
I?
solo unit going into the South Side where you know tensions are high, and you're being condescending towards groups that probably have multiple people nearby that are more than willing to shoot you right now. It's like,
Yeah.
it's, you know that worst comes to worst, you know, you get shot, more than likely it's going to hit you in the body armor, you go to hospital, you get your bruises checked over, and you're out in 5 minutes.
Mm.
And it feels real good when that panic button goes off and all the other cops show up.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels, to be honest. When the solos come down antagonizing, like basically asking
Bro,
to get
chat, I
shot,
literally had my mod. Like,
as-
everyone's
I
gone
feel
around
like I
talking
have
on
no
and they're
problem
fucking bit.
saying they
You guys are
feel
fucking
real
morons.
good when that panic button goes off.
Who are are there consistently the same officers that are rolling into these areas by themselves?
You know, Daisy, I had to tell you this, but the biggest problems at the moment is LSPD for us. BCSO has their own little individuals, but they're individuals. LSPD is literally the entire force.
There were a lot of solo officers in LSPD doing this shit. BCSO, I have noticed, will normally have 4 in a car.
Yeah, this meeting was brought together to like kind of settle shit, like or come to terms or something like that. I'm not really. This is about as far as snitching or telling or you gonna get from me. So I'm not dropping names for cops. I'm just gonna say every
No,
cop I
that's-
deal with
That's fine.
is an issue.
I was about to name drop
Just
everyone.
in general, you know, I don't think that officers should be, you know, responding to
Hey,
calls,
I'm good.
especially in the South Side by themselves. It's not safe.
Hey, not anymore. Not anymore. Hey, I was
Scantos
about
in
to say,
general, man.
hey,
Like, we've had
Vic,
people come up to,
Ventura,
where we
Shiesty,
obviously
Miller,
know, like, motherfuckers
Cage.
know we slinging 2 masks, right? And we'll have officers come up there. I had Shiesty come up there on the megaphone on his own saying, "We're gonna get you later, ballers." And it's like, for me, do I then turn around and go, okay, everybody go post up in 2 masks because he just told us that the cops are gonna come down later? Or do I say, ignore that motherfucker, I can see what he's trying to do? It puts me in that position as a leader. That's where my process goes. Do I say everybody strap up and get ready because the cops are gonna come down later?
He literally
'Cause
snitched
that's what
out
he's
Bobby
asking
Charles
for,
earlier.
in my opinion. He obviously, then I kind of have the choice of, do I say that or do I go, nah, you know?
So I respect what you're saying, Lex, and I guess the question kind of goes around is who, for those who are willing to name names, can we go through those names? And the reason why this is important
Hey, I'll see if everyone else
while the
does.
culture needs to change across the board, pointing out the
I
biggest
ain't being the
problem
only one to
children
name
goes a
names,
long way,
bro.
right? Because if those problem children get stomped out from a policy level, that has the biggest effect. I've heard
You know,
Den.
I'd like to
Mm.
tack on to that and say, especially if these are members of LSPD or BCSO command, you know.
Command.
Command members
Oh yeah, like
you
that
know,
lieutenant.
the leaders of these departments, right? And it's kind of one of those, like, you know, if officers, cadets see command members acting in a certain way, they may follow suit. So I need to know, you know, is this members of command, because they need to be obviously holding themselves to a higher standard. They need to know, they have to have the understanding that their actions are going to
That guy's name, bro. The fucking lieutenant, bro.
we're gonna see what they're doing in ranks
Barry
below them.
Livingston. Yo, it was Alex
I
Knox.
want to make it, you know, for my note taking, I want to go into categories. Who are the cops that talk shit on Twitter that inappropriately, let's say?
It's okay if you guys don't want to say anything. I do understand.
I just say mainly TRT, if that helps. I ain't just trying to say no specific names, but it's TRT, and then there's a certain lieutenant, which he's been doing a lot of shit as well. But again, I ain't trying to drop no names. I'll go, so that, you know, we'll find them ourselves.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
Because Vic is the only LT right now.
I mean, if he's
We've
the
had
only
a problem
lieutenant.
with Hannah. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
no.
we've had
There's
problems with Hannah.
BCSO lieutenants.
I'm gonna name names that have already been named here, because I want you to give me a yes or a no, or just remain silent. And I want to reiterate that, you know, if the whole problem is not resolved, you get what I'm saying, right? If
I know what you're saying.
It was Brian
Well, that's why I'm
Knight
here. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm
and
this is the whole reason
Bass.
I'm not trying to finger point to anybody, bro. Because first of all, I'm not about that shit. And second of all, if you were coming to me about a problem about my gang, I'm not gonna ask you who. I'm just gonna address the whole fucking gang. And I think that's the difference here, bro. Is that, like, motherfuckers want to just individualize shit when everybody's around. We had that situation with 20 fucking cops around, hostage situation. Everybody just follow everybody.
Nah, it's too. This is
So if
too
you guys
serious
got
to say
policies
Brian
and
Knight.
procedures you got to stick to, just fucking tell everybody this shit. I'm not sitting here trying to identify one or the other, one or the other.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a cop in Middle Park. I forget the name. Annoyingly, I'm annoyed that I forget the name. I had a good conversation with a cop from LSPD. They were in a CVPI on their own. They said they got shot in a similar location the day before that, so that would have been 3 days ago. It was on Bridge Street. If that narrows down who it was from reports or whatever, I don't know. What I said to that cop was, they said to me, they're tired of motherfuckers in the police starting shit with people, and then he's got to deal with it as somebody that just don't want problems like that. And it was good to hear somebody have that mentality. And what I said to them was, they said to me, it's a loud minority that's causing the issues. What I said to them, and I think that this is for you, I really do recommend this being the way that you shift the culture, is make the majority loud if the majority are against this shit. I said to that cop, I was like, call it out, speak up more. If you have a problem with it and you don't say it, it's going to continue being a problem. If it really is a loud minority causing all these fucking issues, all you need to do is you need to empower all your other officers to go against these stupid fucks that's causing problems for everybody. And if all these guys that all have problems are always shouting up, then you don't need to be having meetings with us. the fact that you even having to have meetings with us shows you just how fucking scared the other officers are to talk up, because they talk to me about it.
I think what it is, and I'm trying to put myself in Daisy's shoes, right? Is they run
Hey,
on
I
a
feel like he
24/7
might be
schedule.
pretty good at that.
And what I've been witness to myself is cops protecting cops, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. Over this last weekend, there's incidents. You probably saw my tweet the other day, right? Y'all see my tweet?
Which one?
The one about
Us being dumbasses and
Cops
try-
baiting death is fucking
Yes.
cringe.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Over the weekend, I got-
Adrian,
or
my
this week,
dog. Appreciate you,
over the
bro. Been
weekend, there
tailing
was,
for 2
it was
months.
brought to my attention that
Absolute legend, bro.
a set of officers were giving their location while they had a bounty on their head at Senior Buns. And that's some like human shield shit. You know what I mean? Like at that point, it's like, well, if you're baiting them down here and then you get shot up, you're putting all these civilians
Wait, what
and
did Malcolm
businesses
say?
at risk. It's fucking brain dead.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm going to tell you right now, most of the force does not know about this because those that were involved made sure that information didn't go up to the top. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
While this is like a bigger problem and it should not happen, it's actually that correct. And
Oh, it was Malcolm.
that becomes sort of the challenge. Is like now this, let's say, lands on Daisy's desk or Peter's desk. It becomes like an allegation because those who are in the know are making sure that information doesn't get to them, so that disciplinary action cannot be taken, whether it's a suspension or a firing.
Do you guys not have like a fucking HR or an IA inside of fucking PD that
Um,
investigates all this shit?
that's another political problem.
But
It
it
seems
depends.
like you kinda need that.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is the thing, right? For example, the thing with IA and all that shit. Let's give a current example. Is you've got the head of the justices is also the head of the marshals, which is also the head of policing the cops, but they also roll around with the cops.
Very true.
So,
That's
which
a
was
good
the
point
same
there.
as when Max was the mayor, and he was also the commissioner, which was meant to was meant to discipline the cops, but then ended up rolling up on drug busts with a gun out with the cops.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there's been multiple instances, and so this is what I was saying in the last meeting was the common denominator is the people that are getting put in charge of disciplining people end up just as bad as the people that they're supposed to discipline.
Yep.
Power
Um,
fucking
And
corrupts.
that
You
was
know what I'm
if
saying?
it was in place anyway. But you've also got the fact that, you know, I can think from the top of my head just recently there was a single car with 4 police officers inside, and the driver was just slow rolling through our turf, and the three others that weren't driving were all sat there saying, "Get the fuck out of here," and the driver was not like listening to them, right? And nothing's gonna happen there because them other 3 aren't gonna say shit because that's their friend.
I'm sure you guys are morons.
And that's kind of
But-
the impasse I'm pointing at, right? Is that yes, it needs to change, but like I don't even know who that is. Let's say I somehow magically had the power as mayor to be like, I can fire these people. If I don't know who it is, I can't fire them.
Yeah,
Well,
I get that.
Is that not the job of the marshals, though?
Well,
No,
hold
they ain't gonna
on.
do shit.
But let's be honest, the marshals are literally as bad as the fucking cops lately.
If not
Yesterday-
worse.
yesterday
I
they
feel
were
worse.
doing
Yeah,
the
exactly.
same shit with the fucking cops. They were also
Yeah.
antagonizing in the cells and shit like that. So
But they also make the laws. 'cause
fired
as I
her,
just
though.
explained, the top of the marshals is also the top of the justices, which makes the laws. So they can just decide what they can do or not.
Judge,
I,
jury, and
um,
execution.
On the fly,
Yeah.
almost.
Oh yeah, and they also have that big ass revolver that put
We
a
have
hole
a-
in SK's shoulder.
Real quick, we
I
got a
do-
5-minute
I
warning.
do want to say that.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
I think your suggestion about enabling the majority, right, is a good route to take. It's like we talked about. This is really an overall culture shift within the LSPD, within the PD as a whole, both departments. I don't like the fact that I'm hearing from you guys that you feel that units, officers are operating as a third gang, you know? That's not how. It's just frankly that's how it shouldn't be. You know, it's. I think that they're part of maybe what is happening right now is that over the last month and a half, there have been a substantial number of units now. We do have more numbers. There's you know no way else to put it. Which is good, obviously, but at the same time, it's an adjustment on our
You guys realize I
part.
have to
It's
go off what I
obviously an
know in
adjustment on
character
your
as well.
part as well. Where I come into this, where command comes into this, is we have to look at those numbers now, and we have to make sure that we aren't having, you know, an excess number of units roll into an area, or frankly,
I
just
guess
this
Shang wants to
idea
come
of
back. He can be a
rolling
shot
into
caller,
an
bro.
area, right? Our work is based off of investigations. We need to make sure that those investigations are happening. You know, if there is a drug call in an area, you know, what steps are being taken prior to units actually rolling in, right? Making sure that officers are conducting themselves in the right way, that they aren't shit talking, that they aren't, you know, kind of making people feel bad for what's happening. And especially when, you know, you're on the ground, you're in the cells, there's nothing you can do about that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that, you know, it kind of people are saying things in those situations. You have no defense, right? You have no way to get away from that situation. I've never liked when officers
Thanks, John.
do that, and you know, I'm gonna crack down as hard as I can. It's also about speaking to the leaders in the department and telling them this is how it's gonna be. You need to be enforcing this and holding them accountable for enforcing it. You know, the leaders, including myself, need to lead by example. And I think if when we get the leaders within the departments on board with this, you know, there is going to be a shift.
What if you don't get them together? What if they don't agree?
If they don't, well, there's no if about it. It's their job, and this is the policy I'm setting forth. And if they
That's
don't
a good
like
answer.
it, they, you know, it's fuck them.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. That's a leader right there. This is what's been needed.
But you know, you got to give me a little bit of time. This isn't going to be an overnight thing. You know, I can set these policies in, but it does take time for that culture shift to happen.
Of course, Daisy, what I'm hearing here is, as you telling me that in the next fucking couple weeks, I'm still gonna get people coming out to my block and talking shit.
I don't think.
People are still gonna do shit, but it's got to go up.
Sorry to
you know what I mean?
interrupt here.
Gotta go with
like,
the
I understand that it's
But
gonna
the
take
fact
time,
is,
but at
is
the
that
same time,
no, hear me out. Is that I can set these policies in place immediately, but what I need is if people are going against the policy, I need to know, because then I have my receipt, right? I have my receipt now.
You're brain dead. You're brain
Why
dead.
the fuck are you doing this?
Sorry, you're brain dead or deaf.
know,
One of the two.
I think
I want to give you an
way
example.
Some people just can't.
One way
some
for
people
you
just
to
don't have
get
ears, I
that
guess.
more often is, so for example, empower the majority, right?
Yeah.
If you have cops that you know do come to you with shit, right? Maybe the play is put those cops with people that you have ideas might be fucking around. Literally just say, you have to roll with this person for a while, because you know that cop's going to call them out. I think that would be a good way in the short term. So get your trusted officers that are definitely going to go tell you shit, and put them in all these different departments. Like, literally move people around.
Actually,
get
it's
these motherfuckers in
2.
there that are going to call it out, talk about it, tell you about it. Put them in the positions where you need to know shit that's going on, and make sure that you have somebody from each different group of cops, because as Nino said before, they're not unified. So make sure that you put somebody in there that is going to talk to you in each group, and then you're going to know shit. That simple. It's the same way I run my gang.
you know, I think it's also a matter that I need to be patrolling more, and I need to be myself, and Peters and members of command need to be holding people accountable in the moment too.
Mm.
I don't get the opportunity to patrol as much as other people, but I need to take it, you know, I need to have accountability in this too, and take it upon myself to be out there and seeing this firsthand.
They're gonna act
Before,
different with you there, just so you know.
Hey, are we able to make it after
100%.
Tsunami, or do we
I
want
was
to cut
gonna
it
say
here?
before
Yeah,
I'll be
we go
around
on,
after.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Okay, yeah, we can meet up right here.
All right, easy.
Yeah, but yeah, they will act different with you there.
And that should
The
be
same
the
way my gang
standard.
does.
Marshall's on the
exactly.
roof. Marshall's on the roof.
Oh shit!
It's just Nova.
Oh.
That's nice. She marshes on the roof.
I am transparently going to try to ask for names again. I know that, listen, I'm not going to try to put you guys on the spot, right? It's kind of, you know, my biggest thing is like, look, while Daisy's not here, I mean, I've said this to her too, is the amount of snecking in the PD is fucking, you're not going to believe it until you see it type shit. You know what I mean?
Snacking. Like,
Yeah, they're fucking, like, literally nobody knows about this human shield shit, and they don't believe it happened over the weekend. Like,
Yeah.
imagine public twats and the PD doesn't have receipt.
they
That's
don't care,
kinda
right?
insane.
Like, the fact
They
that there was a
do-
40-man push. That's 40 cops that are there. And none
Oh,
of
you
them
mean on
decided to
Wednesday?
question it. Yeah, like last week.
It's how I put it, is that if the solution is sending 40 people in, and that is your solution, then you do not value the lives of anyone that is caught in the crossfire.
Mm-hmm. They just recruit a bunch of cadets and send them in as the fucking, as you said, meat
Precisely.
shields.
Or think about, like, that in your mind, your solution is shooting. Like, it's
Yep.
actually more cringe in my mind for cops to think that than anyone else in the city. But that's one of those things that's a difficult general.
That's one of the issues, right?
Look at who we got.
Oh, hell no, man.
Hello. I brought
On here.
thought it would be good to have a member of command here, because obviously they are, you know, this is Decker. He is shift 2 sergeant, and you know, I thought it would be good for him to hear what you guys had to say, because he's out there on the field. You know, he's what I consider a leader within the PD.
So here's
And-
how it's gonna work. Is that until they're okay with it, that's not gonna happen.
It's
Once everyone is here, if they're okay with it, we can do that.
We're talking to the top of the top, right?
Yeah.
Isn't she at the top of the top? She doesn't need anybody else.
And she brought up some reasons. I didn't hear it. If she wants to like ask the group and be like, "Hey, I'd like to do this because here's the beneficial reason." At the end of the day, if it's up to you if you want them to arrive or not. You don't just
Yep.
fucking invite people.
So my thing is,
And
I've
while he
thought
could
about
do
it
something
since-
about it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of, they're not, you can't blood motherfuckers out of the PD. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up.
I think yeah, that goes to the conversation we had about it, right? It's if somebody from my gang does that shit and causes that problem, then yeah, I go and shoot them in the face. Yeah. And you don't have that in the police, right? But having thought about it, like, you know, Peter said, put that to the side and shelf it. That's what we heard Peter say, right? If Peter had said, absolutely not, get out of that area right this, get away from there now, and been harder on it, then maybe it goes different. But that's if buts and maybes that I don't really care about. But yes, they should have listened to him. But the problem with it overall, why it went the way it went, is because that happening made that meeting feel like a massive waste of time. We've got somebody saying that they can do things, and in real time we all watch them make a call that is not listened to. So then what's the point?
And that kind of draws back why the names are important, right?
Yeah,
'Cause I spoke to him afterwards. And
Hey, mum, for my
I
guy.
transparently,
one
and
on that.
I hate
Appreciate
speaking
you,
on
bro.
people's
Appreciate
behalf,
you.
but I'm gonna say it how I see it. Is that I think he believed he had a stronger leash than he actually did, and that's the reality of things. I
Talking
just
about
got done
Peters?
talking to Tilly, yeah,
Okay.
and so like I think from his perspective, he's like, I'm gonna say this, and they're gonna adhere, where like the gravity of it, and he was still it was early in the morning, right? Like I'm fucking cooked, coffee's not running, whatever.
Yeah.
He was in the midst of being like, stay the fuck out, and you know, it just shit just it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just got done telling Tilly, don't piss in my fucking office. I can't keep her on a leash, you know what I'm
She pisses in your office?
yeah, she fucking pisses everywhere. It's fucking disgusting.
Mm.
Does she at least drink pineapple juice? Because that makes it
I
smell
don't
a little bit
fucking
better.
know. What the fuck?
I mean,
ain't
it
fucking
makes
trying
it
to
smell a
sniff
little
that
bit better.
shit.
I mean, you're not going to have much of a choice if it's in your office.
Yo, what the fuck is this
what I
meeting
want to
become?
say is like, I get why you guys why it went down. It's just unfortunate because of the circumstances we're collectively in, PD and the Southside, because it's kind of like, you know, a lot of people just want to do whatever the fuck they want to do without hearing no, and they'll find excuses as to why it should be a yes. And then if and kind of why I'm so dead set on wanting cop names, because until they get punished, even if it happened a week ago, others are witnessing them go unpunished and being like, I can do the same, and worst thing that's going to happen is I get yelled at.
Yep, same shit happens in my gang, and everybody here's gang and shit. It's just that's how that shit goes. It's the same with everything. I know what you mean. I know that Lex's position is, it's snitching. I don't know how you feel about it, James, or how you guys, the Saints, feel about it. It's not exactly. I mean, if it was against the gang, then yes, it is snitching. But we are talking to the police that are acting like fucking gang members.
100%, Andre. I mean, we've already said a couple names. I'm sure
Yeah,
Nino
me too.
already fucking
Yeah.
wrote it down. And
Yeah,
those
exactly.
Are those are just some names that.
Can I go
worry us
through the
most.
list and you
Yeah,
tell me
go
if
for
it's like, I want to find the most egregious. Like, I want to be like, for example, y'all mentioned Vivian and what was the other name? Fucking hold on.
Lieutenant Vic.
Denzel.
Yeah, Vic Hanna, we were just about to put a court case together because he beat the shit out of one of my boys that apparently threw a brick at him when he didn't actually throw a brick at him.
Well, I got a
wrote down,
situation with him too.
like, Vivian and Hayes. Now, transparently, I imagine that was like a one-off incident and not a pattern, right?
No.
Hayes,
So that's what I want to hear.
This is just from yesterday, from
Mhm.
what I've heard, because I've
Which
been
one?
a little bit MIA. So I'm not sure if it's Evan. Are you sure which one it is out of both? Because as far as I'm aware, it seems like it was one of them twice.
So I will tell you right now. Hayes has been a pattern. Vivian Gray was the wildest shit. That was a one-off, right? But it was so wild to Saint that it just kind of shocked all of us, just the way she was talking to him, right?
Oh my God.
Like I said,
Vivian
Vivian was
was
kind of like a one-off thing because she hasn't really been around that often, to be honest. And Hayes has been a pattern, and that's just from LSPD because we have all there's also other people from BC. So like I said earlier, LSPD for us is a whole right now that is kind of like just being fucking dickheads, and BCSO is more like individuals, kind of like Quengo and all those guys, the people that hang out with Quengo and shit like that.
So I'm gonna go through the list and understand that this might sound strange, possibly from y'all's perspective. I see it as like, these are the people that will be corrected, right? And no one will follow suit in them. So let me go through this and tell me one-off or pattern.
Real quick, do you guys mind if I get Taylor down here from the Manor? I know he's been around quite a bit and he's high up.
If you believe, if you believe that's a good representative, absolutely. So I'm gonna go through this. Tell me one-off or pattern, or like molten hot. You know what I mean? Like put a fucking like circle in red. Then Shiesty.
Circle in red.
Red. Yep.
Agreed.
He's definitely one of the worst for it, for sure.
Bobby Chow.
Hell yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Is that circle in red level?
That's like circle in red. This guy
pattern?
this guy will consistently come into toast and talk shit. That's something that he seems to do every day.
I would say for the Saints, Bobby's more of a pattern. I know that he's been dealing with a lot more Vagos because he lives down in the Vagos area.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say.
for them, it's probably a red, but you know.
Yeah, for
I've
us,
had problems
I don't
with
think
I've
I dealt
had
with him
problems
once.
before he was even a cop.
And dealing with it like individually, I'm gonna go in a circle, and this is so like, because let's say it might be one person with just one gang, and that helps resolve things. You know what I mean? It sounds like Den fucks with everybody, but Bobby, it's Saints and Vagos. Is that correct?
Ballers and
Hey,
Vagos.
Mon, definitely Bobby for us,
Ballers and
Senor
Vagos.
Mayor.
Yeah.
You know, this guy, you know, he walks around in his underwear in the barrio.
I am very familiar. I thought it was all jokes till this meeting. I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe it is from him, but he fucking.
Well, it's like we said earlier, right? Sometimes people act like everyone's in on the banter, but in reality, it's some like bullshit type shit.
In reality, you're walking around disrespecting somebody's turf.
Hayes?
Mon? Yep. Oh, one more thing.
Pattern for us.
So the other
Adam.
day, this guy Bobby, you know, he comes out his house. He's wearing a baller's hat. He's wearing yellow. And I'm like, what are you doing, vato? And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm just showing love to everybody. And, you know, allegedly he got his ass beat, but, you know, he be doing stuff like that, trying to antagonize us. And people been telling me some of our barrio chickens been going missing. So I think he might be eating them.
You say he was
And-
wearing a baller's hat?
He was. I tried to call you, but I think you were busy.
Bobby seems more SPS though than
So,
the issues
next
that we're
up,
talking about.
Hayes, I don't know.
All
by the way.
tapping on my
I've
phone.
not really-
Yeah, I don't know
So
Hayes
that's-
either.
What's up, Taylor?
So it's gonna be pattern with
Settle.
Saints on that one. Okay.
I
Vivian
would say I will
Gray, I
add,
heard one off.
Nino, that for me, Bobby and Carmine are kind of like one unit, just so you know.
Okay.
I count them as a one-person deal.
Look at this guy. I miss her. What a bitch.
Quangle.
I don't know who that
Orange.
is.
Annoying, but not
Pattern
like.
orange.
Yeah,
So pattern or
FFU.
like
Pattern, I'd say.
banter.
Sublex.
That's good.
yeah, I put him like
It's-
yellowy orange level.
Yeah,
Like,
yellowy
he's
orange
not.
above.
He's not really
pattern, I
too
ain't gonna lie to you,
crazy.
brother. He's
Oh, above pattern.
above pattern. He's not red, but he's definitely lingering in the middle. You know.
May I ask you a question? And I can substantiate why I'm asking this, but do you believe Quangle is in TRT?
I honestly do not know if he is, but he's been acting like he is.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
around him a lot.
I will say that Quangle is the individual that has been pushing the buns more without actually doing something. Like he,
I love
will
Quangle,
come
bro.
down to the Southside multiple times, and he has people in his car telling him, "Quangle, get us the fuck out of here. We're gonna die." And he just keeps going until actually somebody starts yelling at him in his own car to get the fuck out.
Ventura.
Red as fuck. I will say, just so for
Big red.
everyone here knows, Ventura did call me right before this meeting, as in like between the two meetings that we've been having, and he said that he wanted to meet up with a Manor. So I don't know, it may be a step in the right direction. We'll see that from the meeting later, but at the minute, definitely high red. Up there with Den, to be honest.
So this kind of goes back to permission. Peters is around. Daisy, would you like him here? And is everyone okay with that? That is the Ass Chief.
I will tell you right now, Nino, knowing what happened with Peters last time, if I get a call from my boys or anything like that, that something's going on the south side, and he will get shot.
Let's leave him out for now is my recommendation, and keep it for the first meeting. I know I've been around Peters to know that he is worth having here, but understand, just as we've been kind of talking about here, is that there's a lot of red tape and it takes a while for things to get implemented, right? He probably has zero context of what's happening throughout the rest of the PD right now, like in this moment.
It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like we need him.
All right.
Yeah. I talked to Saint about it more. And Saint very much is now of the opinion
Shaka with
that,
a
of
brand new
course,
prime.
there is no way
My
that
dog, appreciate you,
Peters
bro.
would have made the call to set that up. Like, I talked to Saint in depth about that, and Saint is now very aware that that obviously was not what was happening.
Oh, of the setup you're talking about, Andre?
Yeah, exactly.
No, 100%.
Yeah, because immediately there, that was his first. That was his first thing. Was like,
It's just like we
you
talk.
set up this meeting, and then you've gone into my block. That was the first thought.
Exactly, and
But
I
yeah.
mean, you know, I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm sure you guys can agree, but like, you know, if that ever happened to us right now, if we have a meeting with the chief of police and then we get our block push, you know, we'll be acting the same.
Of
Like,
course,
what the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
Of course.
Kind of ruins the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Uh,
To
I feel like
continue.
anyone would get that treatment though as well. You know what I mean? Like gang to gang. Like, you know, if you're having a meeting with someone and then you hear that the group that you're talking to are doing something whilst you're trying to talk to them.
Yeah,
there's gonna
yeah.
be actions from it.
Yeah, it's like if I called a meeting with Saint and then sent my boys to go and try and kill your boys. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just not.
It's a breach of trust, right? And that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much what we're trying to build up here in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
It was shocking in all perspectives.
Yes.
Right? Like Southside was like on the brink of war, and it was like stay out, and then it happens. Even I was just like, what? I'm not a huge conspiracy theory nut, but I part of me was like someone trying
go
to start
flame
some shit
Taylor
on the
right
other
now.
side. You know
Keep
what I
the same energy. you little
Like
pussios.
I don't know. Some shit doesn't. I mean, we're dealing with like fucking human shields nowadays, so like I don't even know what to think anymore. So going down the list, what about Josh Cade?
I put him like orange, maybe. Like he's there, but he doesn't really antagonize that much in personal experience. But he also don't go against them. You know what I mean?
So it's like a pattern of him being there and being
the small head
complicit
guy?
in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He looks like small head, big nose.
Yeah.
Very
I
scruffy.
would say, you know, like James was saying, but he's definitely calmed down quite a bit.
I don't know him. This is my thing is I don't really know. I don't really know.
I think he looks like that one guy on. He looks like Scranga.
That's crazy.
It's that one cookie clicker guy on the internet.
Good.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's definitely calmed down, and for at least for the Saints, is no threat at the moment.
So I'm gonna put him below pattern and say, has calmed down.
Yeah. fair enough.
Nakota.
I've never really had a problem with Nakota. Nakota for me is the cop that I would go to previously if I had an issue, and he would always try and sort that shit out.
Don't know him.
Vic Hanna.
Fuck that guy. That guy, he's red.
Massive red.
He,
Massive red.
he came to our block with a bunch of cops trying to fucking. It literally seemed like he was trying to get us to shoot him over our boy having a parking ticket. That shit was crazy. That shit turned into a shootout.
It's red.
100 over 500,000 worth of fines because that guy was being a prick over a parking ticket.
Yeah, one of my boys told me about a shouting match that he had with him.
And I want to be just to like kind of reiterate, right? There's people that I don't fuck with, right? And then there's people that I think are trying to start shit. Are we all in agreement that that's what this red means, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
For me, I'm not putting my personal emotions on this right now, brother. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, as I said, he literally came down to our block, caused a massive shootout over something tiny. You know what I mean? Like he just blew up that situation completely.
Definitely one of the main antagonizers for me, to be honest.
Are there any? And I only have tried to put names forward for that, names that I've been made aware of. Is there anyone else that needs to be brought up? So I can say the list again. Den, Bobby, Ventura, Vic, Quangle, and Cade.
It's time to
Oh, and then Hayes.
And that what was it, Vivian?
That was a one-off, right?
Yeah, it was a molten lava one-off.
Yeah, like when I Saint.
I'm putting him
Saint
forward.
Is one of the guys that is good when it.
I'm
comes
definitely
to
saying it.
and stuff like if it's political or fucking chatting shit. Like, he's someone that enjoys that shit. So, like, for him to be upset about a way that a PD's been acting, like, it must have been
Understandable.
very bad.
I'm categorizing this too, just in case, like, you know, it was a one-off, right? Everyone's got those. I don't know how deep it went, but
Sure.
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
And
So no other names. This
Well,
is
I would
this
say-
is pretty good for now.
another name around our ends, that's always coming through trying to arrest people while we're pushing specifically, right? And he'll constantly come out with cameras, stuff like that, which I get is his job, right? But he's literally there all the fucking time, causes a lot of issues, talking shit, is Lucas Miller.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
It's
He's
all-
shipped one.
Yeah.
What's he look like?
And
he's got like
this is, you're saying
blonde
he's
hair.
instigating or
Yeah,
he's
he's coming around.
investigating, right?
A mix of both. He'll investigate, but he'll also come around. He'll chat shit. He's in with the TRT right guys as well, right? So he'll bounce off their energy, chat shit when they're chatting shit. You know what I mean? So I'd say he doesn't have to be in the red, but he's definitely a high orange, a high yellow orange in the group as well for us.
So
What's he sound like?
Small pattern for him. It's nothing too crazy, but he has been seen.
Kind of
doing
like high pitched voice.
but he's with TRT. He's not coming down there wanting you to do something. You know what I'm?
Well,
what
there's
I mean?
been
I'm
times
trying
when
to
he's
make sure
come
that-
down. There's been times. I'm pretty sure there was a shootout the other week, where he came down on. He was either on his own or with like one other cop trying to push our alley.
By the way, I understand that it might seem like I'm directing this now, and this is like the conversation. I want to make sure that the past conversation that we had a couple days ago, that we don't lose sight of two big things that I think were brought up to me. One is
He
the
does his job.
antagonizing bit, right, versus banter. But the second thing I wanted to touch on, unless we got more names to go through, is how PD has been coming down and the differentiator between somebody investigating versus someone
A gang
units
pushing a gang's
rolling
block.
through with nothing happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy hasn't heard that bit yet, but I know you guys talked a lot about it with me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've thought about this more as well. It's like, let me make a very specific and very easy to visualize example, right? Would you expect cops to push into O Block? Bearing in mind, cops know that there's a lot of drug deals going down in O Block. Would you expect the cops to go and push into a very well-known hive of Bloods or Crips pushes? Oh, they might get somebody doing a 15-year undercover fucking thing where they got somebody literally joins their gang and tries to gain their trust to get information, because I'm not really sure, Daisy, why your cops care about the pushes. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to help you too much, to be honest, but holy fuck, your cops have got the wrong idea about drug busts.
Yeah, at the end
Like,
of the day, man, ain't nobody
completely.
trying to stop motherfuckers from doing their job. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And to
You know
be
what I'm saying?
honest, I kind of want you to guys to keep coming down into our turf and catching all my pushes, because that's way easier for us to deal with than a cop actually investigating. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to help you guys too much.
Wait, you
But holy fuck.
want them pushing your pushes?
Doc, I'll
they
be
got to do their fucking
completely
job,
honest.
Nino.
I got you,
It's,
I
just-
got you.
It's in the
Yeah.
manner and the way
Yeah.
shit's
That's
fucking going down, bro.
Yeah,
Ain't
they can
nobody
do their
saying
job.
stop being a
Yeah.
fucking cop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, Nino, come here a sec.
No, I trust me. I already know what you're gonna say. Trust me when I say I already know what you're gonna.
Why do they care about the pushing? But yeah.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Listen, I used to be in the game back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, do you see what I'm saying? It's like the whole idea about pushing should be like, it's cops acting like SWAT, but they're doing it every day. pushing a gang's block where you know there's going to be 15 gang members selling drugs. How is that a daily occurrence? Which it is. That's
And-
just wild to me.
Like, it feels kind of, you know, they're very one-minded. Like they focus on just getting the pushes, rather than they'll go and they'll take one picture of a pusher and they'll just move in every time, as Andrew was saying.
Yeah, and they'll move in when the pusher's in the group. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I can't. I'm not helping you with your job.
I don't know if it's just me, Daisy. If you're of the same opinion, I'm sort of confused that you want cops coming in on the pushes, or you don't want them, because I'm hearing both. Because and
So,
that's because I don't know the
Yeah.
details of how it's pushed. I'm confused myself.
Sorry, my thing is What I'm saying is, I want to be. It's way easier for us as gangs to deal with cops pushing pushes. It's way easier for us to deal with that. I don't want that because it ends up at a point where it's at right now. What I do, if they're gonna do that, then do that, and I'm not gonna stop you doing your jobs, however you want to do your job. What I don't want, what I definitely don't want, is them doing it every fucking day, like it's a SWAT operation every day. That's just-
It's the problem isn't that cops are coming down. It's that if to put it in the words of I think SK the other day, but with in this group,
Got to do
was-
the accent too.
I can't do the accent.
Oh, okay.
I can
Is
do the
that
accent.
you come out of jail and they're back. It's the frequency is the issue,
well.
not that it's happening.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, how do you not get really
I don't think
fucking
anybody.
pissed and have everything build up when it's constant? It's like it's like we're at constant gang war with the cops. That's what this is. It's like there's no, like we've had beef with Vagos before. It wasn't like one thing happened and then it was fucking war. You know what I mean?
So it's
yeah.
not like that. Hey, you know that cops are going to do their job. It's
Exactly.
the problem is that you're seeing them come down every hour, every 2 hours, almost what seemingly is off of nothing. Like they're not building up to that. It's just like, yo, they're down here again, and they're here
I
again
just
an
don't
hour later.
understand how a big operation like pushing 15 drug pushes is something that happens every day. I just cannot.
And
get my
that's
head
the
around
key
that.
of the problem is everyone in agreement. That's the main point. Is the frequency is like that's all you're doing. You're just coming down here every hour.
It's like they're coming down for shootout site every day. Just say that. If that
Yeah.
wasn't, if that was
Follow-
not a
keep it
daily
a buck.
thing, it would be
Exactly.
way less. It would
Keep
be
it a buck, and
way
this
less
is,
of a problem.
circles back to what I'm saying. It does not seem like there's police work investigations being done. It is, can I get down there? Can I clap a couple of these guys? Can I slap some cuffs, get some fines, and I'll do it again in an hour?
Yep.
I agree with that.
It seems like they want the fines.
And no, I mean, just to be clear, ain't nobody down here trying to stop anybody from doing their fucking job. But it's just the atmosphere has definitely shifted.
It's suffocating. Would that be an accurate phrase?
Not even that, bro. Like, it's just.
I wouldn't say suffocating.
Yeah, bro. Listen, man. Listen. Ain't nobody in this fucking circle here fucking thinking that they got in the game and they were gonna be scot-free forever type shit. So, like, I expect a fucking cop to be in my face about something. But the energy and the attitude and the way it's being done lately just makes me feel like, okay, well, I'm not gonna treat you like a cop no more.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not gonna
yeah.
get that respect. And I'm gonna treat you like, you know what I mean? The only difference I see right now, if I'm gonna call it, if I'm gonna keep it 100, is we got a flag and they got a badge.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask.
I
10
think it
times
goes
stronger than us.
back to what we were talking about earlier. Just the way that officers are, how they are conducting themselves, is kind of the biggest issue. It's not really about them doing their jobs. It's about how they're going about doing their job.
Yeah.
I just don't want the energy to be like on some like, why the fuck you did this? I'm like, well, it kind of seemed like you came down here with a fucking convoy fucking hunting.
Yeah.
And I only know how to
yeah.
respond to that one way.
I mean, yeah, of course, and it's also goes back to the show force that the police said or did. We know that they're doing their job and blah blah blah, but this happened after we showed our force in the Southside, so they just wanted to big ball us or big dig us, and they came down with 40 people. They went after freaking SK for a fucking stolen car. They went yesterday. They went after Saint with a fucking helicopter and 10 units for a stolen car, just because they fucking think he was a Saints member. Like it's a whole ass gang.
Y'all got a budget and shit, bro? Motherfuckers had like 8 drones, bro, flying over the barrio yesterday trying to catch people pushing, bro.
Oh, they got a budget. If you get caught with one of them, holy fuck. Have you seen
That's
the
all I
fines
ever
for
hear
that
them fucking
shit?
talking
Oh my
about, bro, is
God.
their fucking budgets.
Yep.
Oh my God, the fines for the if you get a marshal drones, you know how much the fine is, guys? I got told about this.
It's a mill, right? Oh no.
No, the drone is 200. The mill is if you steal the tank.
Jesus, bro.
And it's the same thing that the marshals are now getting involved, fucking throwing drones at our fucking block, doing other shit, getting involved in shootout. When we got pushed by the cops like 2 days ago, the marshals were there. They were on top of me bleeding out, saying, "Oh yeah, we're not involved," but yet they had their revolver out and everything. And now if we do anything against the marshals, our fines are pretty much fucking double because they're marshals. We get a fucking one of those guns to defend ourselves, we're fucked.
Yeah, why are they even? Yeah. Marshals is a whole different fucking issue.
Marshals, don't even get me started.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. This
Just take a
meeting's
look at
for
that
the
fucking
chief of police,
DOJ
you know?
announcement. Talk about cover your fucking tracks over 2
Holy
months.
fuck.
Suck my fucking dick.
Holy fuck. The lack
Guys,
of
the
communication.
reality is
Has
we're going in
that?
circles. We're gonna Daisy. Honestly, like I know you said that changing or talking to your command leaders and whatever the fuck you said is gonna take some time. I just actually want to hear like why is that gonna take some time when you as the chief of police can just go and set up a meeting and change everybody's minds. Because if you change your command and tell them, hey, do this way, they will do it. And if they don't, I mean, there's the problem, right? But if the command does it, then the entire PD does it.
Yeah, gotta be cutthroat with your commanders.
And I think I said it earlier that, implementing policies, it starts from the top. It starts with having command push through these policies. I guess why I'm saying that is that I don't want you guys. I don't want to give you guys false promises and say that I'm gonna snap my fingers and everything is gonna be perfect. There may be issues that come up from now and again. There may be an outlier, but implementing the policy that can be immediate. But like I said, like there may
Training
be
and all
an
that, we get
outlier.
it.
There may be somebody goes rogue every once in a while,
Right,
know,
and that happens.
And so I don't want you guys to think that
I feel like that's kind of what's happened now. Shit.
yeah, I don't want you
Multiple
guys
people,
to,
multiple people.
I can implement changes, I can implement the shift in culture, but if something does happen, if in 2 weeks, if somebody decides to run their mouth, I don't want you to think like we haven't done anything.
So I gotta add something to that, Daisy, just because maybe it's the way my brain works. But you saying, you can, you could. Are you going to do it? That's the real question. Are you going to implement this stuff?
Yes,
Are you going to try to change?
I have said. I think I have made my expectations clear. In the earlier meeting, I don't condone the shit talking. As far as making sure that officers are conducting themselves in the appropriate way, that is a matter of me going and speaking to command and having them push through expectations. We will push through these expectations. Unfortunately, everyone isn't around at the same time, I do have to get kind of things to each shift to the right people, and they have to then enforce it. So the enforcing part and the culture shift, that is what is going to take, I think, a little bit of time, is just, relaying this information. Because I can put up an announcement right now, but again, it's not everybody is around at this moment. It's, they're going to see it, they're going to push it forward, and it will be over a little bit of time that people will see and understand kind of the changes that I'm looking to make.
here's kind of I'm thinking about how does this work practically, and what I mean by that is, 14 hours from now, like this conversation happens, 14 hours from now, some cop, let's say, gets very whatever. Let's say they decide to do some wild shit, and then nobody knows it happens, right? How does that situation turn into a suspension or whatever it is? And this isn't even a question to Daisy. It's for everybody, right? How did they find out? Like, they went down to the Vagos block and did some shit. Because the reality of the matter is, people are going to slap each other's asses, right?
Well, I will tell you, at least from our perspective, let's say that, you know, the Southside is back opening to all the cops, you know, to do the job fucking peacefully, well, fucking not. If I have somebody come to my block or doing the same thing they've been doing for the past week, at this point, I think they will probably get shot. They're not gonna be like, okay, haha, funny, get the fuck out of here. They'll most likely get shot. So if you keep getting calls from cops, at least from us, that's probably what's gonna happen, right? They did some fuck shit and they got shot.
And they get clapped, and then they hit the panic button, then 42 of you show up.
Yeah.
Here's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like, I get your perspective, right? But the thing is, and the reality of the situation is, cop gets shot, it's all red, right? In the same way that if one of y'all got shot, it's going to be red. And what gets lost is the why.
So that's the thing, right? What I think the point made there. I think the point made there is look for the cops need to be looking for the why. There needs to be somebody in the police looking for the why. Like, look for the first cop. Do you guys have a?
You know what? That's a good fucking.
They're the police.
Yeah.
They should
Do you
not
have
be all red.
do you have a system to try and figure out who? For this
That's
example,
a great
right? One
idea.
cop comes in on their own to the turf. They cause some shit. They get shot down, and then the panic button is pressed, and 40 more come in, right? So, do you have a way of? And this is a question to you, Daisy. Do you have a way of figuring out which cop got shot first, so that you can then interrogate that cop and try and figure out why they got shot?
The guy that pressed the panic button.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. I see what you're getting at, and tell me if I'm lost in translation. Is that if there's a shooting with a gang, there should be a why.
There will be a why.
And if it's not
always
just
be a why.
we were just down here, well, that can raise concern.
If their answer is we were down here, then they are bullshitting you. We
Can
do
I give
not
you a
just shoot
counterpoint?
cops.
I'm pretty sure everybody met, and we all spoke, and pretty much speak for everybody. We said when this whole shit started that we weren't just going to be just shooting just to fucking shoot. Cops were going to be made well aware that we didn't want them around.
Pressed out.
Yeah.
And then
a conversation, 100% a conversation. Any fucking Vago I could speak for, but I'll let you know right now, bro. We ain't shooting unless we talking. So we can just throw that shit out the fucking window.
Oh, yeah. No, I believe that. I'm going to give a counterpoint, and I want you guys to kind of chew on this.
Yeah.
Is that before I even ran, right, my biggest things were cops lying on the stand. So, and I don't want to say, like, all the cops are doing that. That's definitely not the case. But the most dastardly ones, I know lied on the stand. And so the problem becomes, if they're willing to lie on the stand, are they willing to lie to their own command and just be like, well, they shot because they were a gang, right?
Are they still officers,
and will not,
these ones you're talking about?
Daisy fired 4 of them. So
okay. If there's any left, then fire them. Simple.
Well, that's the problem, right? Is like some have lied to. I have witnessed them lie, straight up.
Do you
But
shoot?
the thing
is it not
if
up?
Nino Chavez says, "Hey,
Oh,
this
they must
guy's
have-
lying
must
on
have
the
bugged.
stand,"
I don't know if it bugged until
there's no
unless people
like
say.
to stand on with. You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna throw it out there. Until Daisy came about, that fucking Riker cunt got away with looking through Tilly's fucking cell phone for 2 months. Remember, we got marshals that changed fucking legislation.
I do want to correct you. I was not the one that fired Riker. He was fired before I became chief.
Fair enough.
But the point still stands that they got away with it for way too
months.
long. Yeah.
It took 2 months, right, for that to head up, because that's where the red tape comes in, and people lie on the stand. People will say, "Oh, I didn't twat this thing," and they'll come up with like excuses, and it's like, who's gonna catch me, right? Unless you got like a fucking screen cap.
Nino,
Yeah.
Daisy, do you guys just mind walking away for a second so we can all just talk for?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, boys. This conversation is going places that I don't.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
want
really
us to
care
like
for at the
restructure. I
moment.
want to restructure your whole fucking job, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Like-
not on that energy, bro.
It is their job to do this shit, bro. I'm gonna be real.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
Yeah.
We
bro,
bring
you
the
know what I mean?
issues, they sort it out.
What I was thinking is we just fucking say, look, we don't settle out. You know, whatever. You say you can't fucking get this shit rolling right away. You can put whatever, the policies in place, right? But you can't get everybody on board right away. Okay, so let's revisit this shit in a week. But until the week is up, bro, the energy received is the energy returned. I'm not gonna fucking slow down. You know what I mean? Because people aren't fucking getting on the train right away when you tell them to do some shit. Because I'll be damned if we say some shit, right? To our people, they fucking listen, right? Well, they gotta figure this shit out for themselves, bro. So if they got people going rogue and shit like that,
the end of this convo is not us saying that they're gonna be welcoming the Southside.
Oh, yeah,
That's not what
100%.
this conversation is.
At the end of the day-
the energy is kept up. What I just said there, I think, is gonna be a good thing if they do it. Is they need to start paying attention to who gets shot first and figure out why. Then what that does is that lets us keep doing our thing the way that we're gonna do it, because we're all doing the right things. If a cop fucks around, they should find out.
yeah, bro,
There are
100%, bro.
consequences, and now they need to figure out a way of figuring out if that cop is bringing on consequences that they shouldn't be bringing on. I think that's going to be the right way to do it for them. So I think we've already helped them. I think overall, and what I was trying to say
Way
about
too
why
much,
the
bro.
fuck are they pushing
Way
the
too
block?
much we give them already, bro.
No, exactly. What I'm saying about why the fuck are they even pushing the block in the first place is way too much information for them anyway.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
What I'm trying to say to them is just catch our pushers lacking, and they will get information on who the distro is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they
bro,
should-
that's what
I
I'm
can't
saying, bro.
believe that
Why
I
are you
need
just
to
so hung up
explain
on
that to them.
pushers? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem, though. And that's why I'm saying, bro, the energy has been, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna grab a couple pushers, I'm gonna you know, these pushers are gonna get hit. Bro,
Maybe we
that shit
should,
don't bother us, bro.
maybe-
We got
I
fucking
think-
6, 7, 8 other 9 pushers fucking pushing at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
you
the
know what I
bottom
mean?
of the
We grab
barrel,
them,
bro.
We pay the
Help them
fine and
with-
we move on.
Is maybe we should push for legislation where, now this is the only bit that would help us, but it would also hinder us. This kind of goes back and forth, and as to why they should come up with it or we should, is they're talking about, oh, we need accountability, you know, cops lie, right? Well then, should the cops not wear body cams or
Something, bro. The thing is that
if
that's
the
already
problem
too
is
much
them
for us,
lying,
right?
then we need proof for them.
I thought
to
they already
not
had
be
body
able to
cams.
lie.
I also
It's
thought they
If
had
got
body
them, are they
cams, yeah.
always turned on?
Yeah.
They need to be.
It's like what me and Evan were saying before. Before you guys got here, as everyone was waking back up, me and Evan were talking. I'll be real, it don't really seem like she's got that much control over her PD, so I'm not amazingly I'm not amazingly hopeful for the future.
This could happen. No, make it happen. You're the
Exactly.
fucking chief. What are you talking about?
She needs to have meetings with all of her. What she was saying about the shifts is, I think what she started this meeting on with bringing Decker over here was basically her showing that she controls the people that control people, but she doesn't actually control them. It's like, for example, I would know a little bit about having multiple sets of a gang, right? Is there are certain people that you've got to make happy to make other people listen to that person. That's just how that shit goes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, at the end of the day, I can make a call and shit happens, right? But I have to talk my people into it as well. Like, I can make a call so many times that people disagree with, and then eventually I'm not the leader anymore, right? It's the same way as Lex.
Yeah.
If you made a call to do something, everybody listens to you, even if they agree or not. And if you continuously make calls that everybody disagrees with, then you're not going to be the leader.
Then eventually it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work for you, exactly.
Exactly.
But the
So
thing
I
is, bro,
wanna-
like, it's like he said though. I don't, bro. I just don't get that vibe, bro. We've all been around leaders, bro.
Yeah,
And you know
she's
when you
not-
get a vibe from somebody, bro, that you like, okay, if this bitch say some shit, it's gonna go down.
Mhm.
That's why I said, bro, let's revisit the shit in the week and the energy changes, bro. Because if shit ain't moving in the right direction, yeah, if the shit don't move in the right direction, then it's just gonna, now I'm just gonna be questioning you. You know what I mean? Like,
Guys,
like
I
fuck the
wanna
other
ask you
cops.
guys
It's,
something real quick.
yeah.
Are you guys gonna keep the same energy of kicking out the police out of the
Yeah,
Southside?
for sure.
Bro,
Yeah, they need to
100%,
stay
bro.
out of
This is what
Southside.
I'm saying.
100%. I will
Until
tell
the
you-
shit changes, bro. Like, until, bro.
100%. I agree
When they
with you.
came down the other day with that SK shit, bro, they came down like 15 cars deep, dude. Fucking 3 or 4 fucking class 2 weapons, bro. You acting like you're going to get your get back. Then after you get your get back, then it's you have the right to remain silent. Nah, bitch. You either a gang or you a fucking cop. Pick one.
Yeah,
At the end of the
I
day-
agree with you guys, and I think our the Saints will be back in anything we're doing right now. But I will say that we are pretty much one of the first blocks you see when you come to the South Side. I don't know if you guys know, but we've been literally only focused on this right at the moment.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah, that's all we on
invested-
too.
We've
Same
invested
shit.
millions of money into this, and I think some of my boys want to start doing other things. So we're still gonna be there, but it's definitely gonna be a little bit slower for us, just because we've been on the front line for like a
Yeah, bro, that's what we've been doing, bro.
Don't
Taylor,
make
I don't
it
know
a
if
whole
SK
day.
told you, Taylor, y'all's block is part of our patrol, bro. I go right up on that building and I peek right over every day, bro. And if I don't fucking see any of y'all, bro, I'm looping through
We'll
too.
still be
You know what I
here.
mean?
I'm still gonna be
I
around
say
saying,
Taylor.
"Hey, get the fuck
Oh,
out!
cool.
What the fuck you doing here?"
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely gonna be a little bit more of on a slower roll for us, just since we've invested so much in this.
Of course.
I mean, there's
yeah,
four-
don't make it your whole
four gangs
day. At
here.
the end of the
Yeah,
day,
yeah, for sure.
if we're
Yeah.
gonna start fighting the cops, I said this before this happened.
Man,
We're not gonna
these guys,
quote unquote.
you guys asked why I
win.
didn't speak,
When,
man.
when we fight the cops, we know that.
Hell no, bro. This
We
shit's
know
getting worse
that
by the
we-
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We know it's not like they can.
I shouldn't have
they
got
100%
Taylor.
can and will out escalate us. I mean, straight up, when they came down with the however many people that came down with, we just can't do that. Like it's just not an option.
Well,
They
that's
came
what we
down
were
with
thinking. I
ARs,
was talking to
we-
Saint about
we
it, and I
can't do
said,
that.
you catch one,
Ultimately,
you catch
right?
2, and then back off, bro. Because the second you fucking try to fight more, that's when it's.
He
Hey,
didn't
Taylor
like
got it too.
this.
Taylor got
He
it
didn't
too.
do-
It's just the man that I'm
Ultimately,
valid.
right? The cops are always like there is never a point in the future where any of our groups are going to be stronger than the Feds. They will
100%.
always have the
Agreed.
upper hand in every department. Whether
Yeah,
it's
especially
guns,
as soon as
them
they bring
having their
marshals,
armor,
too.
their fucking numbers, like everything, bro.
Yeah, that's
Everything
not
is
what
going
we're
to be
pushing
more
for.
powerful.
We're not pushing to be
Yeah, no.
more powerful than.
No,
the
no,
cops.
no, no. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, but like
no, I know.
the thing is, right, and what we probably all want is, sure, they can be in the south side, but we don't want them aimlessly coming into our blocks just for no fucking reason.
And
They
seeing
do
if
like,
they
it,
out
spot
of
some
nowhere.
shit, like
If they
fishing. You
do,
know what I
it
mean?
should be to suck our dicks. to
And
be
instead
honest.
and at the moment they're trying to poke the bear rather than actually just have a normal conversation and fuck off, or they're not even trying to de-escalate either. They're
No,
escalating everything,
Yep.
and that's not what they're
Boys here,
supposed to
only
do.
these ballers, right?
Let's maybe
They-
bring
that's-
that
they-
up.
they're not in the south side, but they act like south side.
Essentially a culture change within the PD
Yeah.
where it's any excuse or any lead that causes a shootout, they're kind of pushing for.
Yeah. I think.
so-
Let's bring up the de-escalation thing. Is that's
Yeah, I
what
was
we're
gonna
looking?
say,
That's what we're
we
looking
all
for.
agree? Do we all agree on let's see these protocols or whatever the fuck she said?
Yeah, whatever she says she's gonna
Implemented.
implement. And
And
then
Give it a
revisit
week,
the
see
shit.
how it goes. We are still gonna be doing our thing, and if it changes, then we can have a meeting again in a week, right?
and at the end of the
Yeah.
day, as we've said before, all of us people here, if our groups decide something, it'll happen on the day.
Okay.
Whereas
That's okay.
they're the ones that are gonna be slow with it, so
Yeah, for sure.
we can carry on, and as soon as they fix up,
We're
then we
actually
can fix
organized,
up.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if they're asking
My brain ain't working. I'm
gangs
too
to
quick, bro.
de-escalate before the cops, then it's too far gone. It's way if they're gonna expect us to calm down before they do, then it's way too far gone. Their culture is completely gone.
Bro,
It's
remember it
fine.
used to be, bro. Remember it used to be in any conflict, bro. You know what I mean? We're all fighting. The cops would come, circle, disperse. Yo, get out of here, but get out of here. You know what I mean? Leave the people on the ground. Now, if they get out of their car, bro, guns drawn, ready to fucking
Straight
clap
away,
everybody,
shooting
bro.
you down, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like I'm like, bro, what are y'all on about, bro?
There's
like,
no
you know what I mean?
warning
Ain't even to
anymore.
use tasers no more, bro.
literally- Bro,
Yeah.
it was literally like a month ago, bro, that they literally just started shooting at us for no warning or anything.
Just
bro,
got out the
just
car and
literally
just started
gunning everyone
booming.
down.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
We
you
had a
talking about when
shootout
we're
in
fighting
Sandy, and
Big
they
besties?
did,
fucking
bro.
fight.
We had a shootout in Sandy, and they just all rolled out, and all of a sudden I'm like, bro, how am I getting shot from behind? I turn around, it's 2 cops, bro. I'm like, what the
Straight
fuck,
up.
bro?
And then you have some cops as well that are like, oh yeah, we won't get involved in the south side and shit like that.
Yeah, that you weren't here, but that was already mentioned. Yeah, I got some fries.
Okay. Yeah, like
Churros.
there's cops with one agenda where there's cops with one agenda where they'll be like, oh yeah, we won't roll in the Southside. You guys can just leave the area and we won't pursue. And then out.
was the one saying that, and then he rolls in.
And then he does it. Yeah, he's the guy that fucking does it.
Yeah, we mentioned that at the start.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, are you guys ready to bring it?
Shotty, let him know.
Yeah, yeah.
Shotty,
Oh,
let him know
yeah,
come
yeah,
over.
yeah.
You guys want
You
to
guys can come back
you guys all
over.
good? So you guys know, so my boy George is having a little phone call there. He's kind of stuck.
Boy
Important, so
George?
he's over there.
Does anybody have anything to eat? By chance?
I literally just ate the last.
Yeah, I
one.
got some churros.
Oh,
Thank
let's
you
get some
so
shit.
much.
Let's stack, bro.
Bro, I have to,
Real.
bro. I fucking run
You
around
got a
like
drink or what, bro?
Bro, I got you, bro. You need it.
Hey, my dog.
Shit, bro. Shit, bro.
All right. Well. Listen, Daisy. You know, we understand that you want to implement
for
all
real,
this
right?
shit.
No one on my
We all
churros.
agree that it's kind of what we want. The big difference is like, for us, it's kind of a little hard to understand because if we want to implement something, us as a gang, we do it like immediately, right? Like we'll tell all of our boys, and of course we have a lot less people than you guys have, but you as a chief should be able to like implement the shit and make sure everything runs smoothly, right? So how about we do something, right? You guys deal with that shit. You do what you said to us that you're gonna do, and like around like a week or something like that, we discuss this again, right? We'll keep an eye on the streets. We'll keep an eye on the south side, see how everything is doing, and if we actually notice a change, then we can come and talk to you guys, and maybe start resolving this shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. I won't be around next weekend.
I mean, it doesn't matter when. It's just as soon as we see a move, it can be a week or a week and a half, when everybody fucking is free. Also, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Can we
some of
do
our-
regular like Saturdays? I feel like is the easiest for everybody. I know Crim CopCon is next week.
Well, I can definitely talk to Saint because as you guys know, Saint is the leader of the Saints at the moment, and I'm sure you guys from the Manor too. I know SK's not here, and
Yeah,
that kind of
neither
stuff,
is the, but
we'll have a conversation with our gangs and see when the best date is, and we can talk to you and Nino too. But is there anything else you guys want to add, boys?
I think it's important to know like who Daisy can, like Daisy's got people and that she's gonna want to bring because, like she said, there's got to be like her staff needs to be aware. It's gonna if
At the
me or
moment-
Daisy
wait,
were
at the
to
moment
recap
what?
some of this, it's still telephone.
I didn't hear
Hearing
at the
some of
moment.
shit straight up goes a long way as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I think being
Okay.
more open to who arrives. I'm with you on the marshals and shit like that.
Just
And
let us
like,
know
well, oh, he
before-
says
Everyone
Saint's the
should know
leader at
who's
the
coming
moment.
through
No
type shit.
way.
The next time we meet, we can speak about it and I can put forward some names. But did anybody have anything else to say before we wrap this up?
I think something that we just spoke about
No,
and just to make very, very clear on exactly what kind of culture shift we want to see. It's just a shift from what is currently an escalation culture to a de-escalation culture.
That's right.
I think that's the simplest way to put it. Because right now, the cops are coming in and escalating, not de-escalating. It's a complete opposite of how it should be.
Just like an example for you is like like 5 years ago, if we were in a conflict with another gang, cops would come, circle, yo, put your guns down or get the fuck out of here, whatever. Now they're just rolling in, jumping out the car, and I'm getting fucking flanked by a cop and shot in the back type shit.
You had a good example as well, Taylor.
Exactly.
What'd you say? Sorry, bro.
You had another
good
example as
of
well.
that as well.
About the cops and it. There was one time we were finding the besties, right? And it was I believe it was around Power Street. We were in a fight with them out of nowhere. The cops pulled up. They didn't say shit. They just literally mag dumped all of us, and literally let the other side just dip out of everywhere. Like the other side just ran away, and they just mag dumped the fuck out of everyone from the Manor without saying a thing.
And that's the perfect kind of situation of it's like dealing with a third gang.
Man, I've had conversations with
100%.
cops afterwards, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, And it's always, well, the last time I don't really give a fuck. Every situation is different. If I walked into every fucking scenario with last scenario's problems going into this one, bro, I'd be fucked every time. Like, I can't stand for the excuse that, oh, this happened to me last time, I tried to do it this way. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, just want to see way more fucking de-escalation instead of us as
What
leaders
the
or
fuck?
in leadership. What's up?
Army tank in the south side.
Oh, that's mine. I'm
What?
claiming it, boys. That's mine. No, okay.
You don't.
Sorry.
Right.
I'll be so real with you. You don't want that. That is a hefty fine.
Just to
Unless
be
you got,
clear,
like,
the
a really
LSPD
impressive-
has no tanks.
Yeah, it'd be marshals,
What? So
right?
I
if
shouldn't
anything.
shoot Daisy right now, or what?
Please don't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well, now-
100%
see,
true, by the way.
I-
Just
this
what Taylor
is-
was saying, it is true that if we are in some kind of shootout or something like that, you turn around and you have literally 2 cops are shooting you when they're alone, even just waiting for backup. That's, once again, it's just another fucking example of fucking 4th, 3rd, 5th
Yes,
gang just coming
just
back
what Taylor was
and trying to
saying.
fucking, claim their shit, which is just actually kind of wild.
It's like I'm playing Apex. I'm getting third party.
Let me.
I really hate it because I'm trying to like boost
go
up
on
and,
a limb here
kills
real
and
quick.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
loot.
want to go on a limb here real quick, and I want to ask you guys all for a favor, and
No.
you can say no
I
to
know that's where
this.
this was going.
I
I don't have any.
strongly
butt plugs.
believe, and I'm just gonna say it flat. Marshals want you to have war in the South Side more than ever. They will bait you into conflicts, and I will say that on Twitter all day and night. They want their tanks. They want another July 3rd, and that is not what I think Daisy wants. It's not what you guys want.
I'm sorry, can
we-
I add something to that, Nino?
Mhm.
Why the fuck are we getting tanks involved in gang activities?
And that's exactly what I'm getting at.
You know, I got
What
like a
I-
1911.
this?
what
Are
I
we
would
the
like-
fucking military?
What,
like
what I'm gonna ask, and this is a huge ask, is that can we stop the war? And no one needs to know, like, if shit goes south a week from now, it is what it is. But can we let the public know this war has ended, and that a big part of that is myself and Daisy, so that we can get ahead of the public and let them know that conversations go a long way.
You show us something. You show us progress in a week, bro. We could revisit that, bro.
Yeah,
but right
we're
now,
not
I don't.
doing that
and the
right
reason-
now, no.
The reason I ask that, right, is because I strongly believe after this meeting that the marshals will bait it. And I say that based on not just that tweet, but the way that marshal was moving right now.
Mm.
And they will make sure that happens. And even if it's not genuinely like, give it a, like, just, it's an in your face shit. And then if they do something about it, it's on them.
What I can
Well,
say,
that's what it's been now. You know what I mean?
I can say is something that I will be telling my gang. It's up to everybody else here as to what they say to their gang, but I will be saying if the marshals want to get involved in a shootout, just leave, like instantly, just leave and ignore them. To be honest, if that's your POV on it and they want to bait shit, I am very interested in completely ignoring them and not giving them anything that they want. If there's a tank turns up, we will just instantly leave. I'm not. I mean, that's also just. I don't want to get shot by a tank, right? But as well as that, it's just like that's just fucking so dumb. Like I'm getting
Right,
everybody
so
out
here's
of
the
there
thing,
instantly.
you as the mayor, can you not do anything about the fucking tanks?
No. I have
Who
the
can
marshals
get rid
have
of-
Who controls
if
the
If
marshals?
the marshals are fucking around,
Yeah.
like, and they are doing what you're saying, who can remove the marshals?
I'm already working on that.
I have to get
What's
out of
that?
here, but
Okay.
I appreciate everybody's time. That's my
Daisy, thank
number.
you so much for coming
Feel
through.
free to give me a call, especially if there's any issues. And let's plan to meet maybe in a couple weeks. I gotta go do some things right now, back home. But then
Yeah, no worries,
I'm
Daisy.
going to be
Well, just
pushing through what we spoke about.
like we said, as long as we see some changes going on here in the next couple of days, we'll be all good, right? But we don't see any changes, anything. I mean, honestly, nothing's gonna change then. 'Cause if you guys don't change, we won't change.
Sure.
I'll also say
Yeah,
that at the moment, try to stay out the south side for the benefit of the police, and we'll see each other soon.
All right. Take care, guys.
Appreciate
Thank
y'all.
All right,
Later.
thank you, Daisy.
And about.
Hey, let's.
I mean, other than that,
Right.
we'll see each other soon.
Keep me up to date.
Yeah, we'll do.
And I want to underline why I'm asking for this, right? You know as much as I do, there's bad fucking actors.
Yeah.
And if you see any of it,
bad
please do
actors in
let me
their
know.
gangs. Everybody, there's bad actors all over the place. That's just how
Yeah.
that shit is.
Well,
I've got idiots. Everybody's got idiots.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for this. It
Of course, bro.
that was very productive. Hopefully something good comes out of it.
Yeah.
We can only
I,
hope.
I am gonna say that if progress doesn't happen soon enough, you know, I'm gonna have to make a change myself. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you also what
Yeah.
what
How-
are these names
how
that you're
can-
saving for?
Who?
The names that you've been asking us about, you know, the red fucking color and the fucking molten lava. Like, what is that for?
Oh, it's like, okay, so it's like, who are the most egregious cops? Because I'm expecting that they get suspended or something happens to
Oh,
them.
so you're just keeping track of it to see if anything changes.
Precisely.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
like, if there's like problem children in the PD, that they need to do something about it. Like, you can't, like, here's how I look at it, right? If you got a cop that's like literally getting people killed by their actions and nothing's happening from it, then how do you justify putting anyone in jail? You get what I'm saying? You can't, just because you're a cop, get away with shit and just say sorry.
Facts.
It doesn't work that way. People died, people got escalated, people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's the point, right? The whole thing is why have we got cops escalating? Like, what?
And
We're the
I'm
ones
not,
that escalate.
and I'm not on some extreme shit. Like, I don't think motherfuckers need to necessarily get fired, right? Just as much as I don't think people should go away for the nines unless it's some like wild shit. People go away for what,
definitely
3
need to
days?
get fired as it currently stands.
But like, at minimum, there needs to be suspensions, right?
Yeah.
Like, when I originally ran on the platform, this was for like the entire county. And my expectation was that when this shit happens, there should be press releases, and then all my fucking powers got removed.
Right.
Now I'm left as just a fucking mouthpiece that tries to bridge the gap. But at the end of the day, if worst comes to worst, I mean, July 3rd sounds pretty fucking juicy to me.
It sounds pretty nice this kind of year. What could
Hopefully
be
it doesn't
since,
come down to that. I don't think it's
well,
good for
yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
Uh,
for real.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you guys. If anything pops off, please do let me know.
Yeah. we
And,
will,
For
don't
sure.
worry.
We'll do.
Alright,
Appreciate you
shit.
bringing us out.
Appreciate it, boys.
Maybe these cops will eventually figure out that pushing blocks ain't the answer to anything they
Mhm.
want.
I mean, that's the thing, brother. Like, how do you convince somebody that knows they're gonna wake up in 10 minutes at the hospital?
Yeah. But I mean, the way you convince them is for me to help them with their job and explain to them that they can get a way bigger bus with a way
No,
bigger
it
fines
ain't-
if they get the distributors instead of the fucking.
No,
If somebody's actually interested in that shit, then like, come on, dog. They're not actually trying to be a cop. They're trying to play. They're trying to play make believe and be a gangster. That
bro, that's exactly what it is.
It's like I'm gonna say some crazy shit real quick. It's like,
No,
it's
say, it ain't crazy if this happens.
no, I mean, I
Say
don't
it.
know. My wording is bad, but it's like NoPixel Arena.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, trust me. Listen, listen, I've been saying, like, motherfuckers be queuing up for fucking Scub Valorant all
Yep,
fucking week.
Yep.
For
Like,
real.
what are you supposed to say? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
what am I supposed to say when that's playing?
Yeah, that,
What
Hey,
else am I supposed to say?
I'm sure I'll see you guys around soon.
You think-